I am Fred. Today, let's build the easiest sea pickle farm ever. Let me strike that. The easiest automatic sea pickle farm ever. This is the easiest one ever. Boom, break, break, boom. Break, boom. I said boom. Break, break. Pickles. 12 pickles. Perfect. But let's build one where we can just load up the bone meal and just hit a switch and let it do it for us. For this, you're going to want a bunch of stuff. Pretty much this stuff. Let me get around the rocket factory. I would put this farm here. It's small. It's only a 5x7. And it's next to a bone meal farm that I put in here. Most of this comes from the cactus farm because who needs that much cactus? Not me. Especially since we'll have all the lime dye we need from this farm. Let me semi-arbitrarily mark out some space. Okay, it's 7 across and 5 deep. Technically it's 8 wide because there'll be a switch here, but by switch I mean lever. But close enough. So as usual, I'm going to start with a storage, but then we're going to kind of build from the top down because we have to use coral blocks, and if those aren't always touching water, they die, and we need them to be alive. So these 6 spots will be where the coral blocks are. We need to know that just so we can place our dispenser correctly. Do. Dispenser facing down. And that's pretty much the hardest part of this build. Maybe the hardest part of this build is also remember you need pistons and a lever. Oh yeah, and water. Don't forget your water. Now most of this glass can be replaced with solid blocks, not all of it. And I'm not going to bother figuring out which of it can be and which of it can't. If you build it with solid blocks and it doesn't work, just start replacing it with the glass till it does. So we build our glass around in this funky little shape. We need a block here. We need a block here. And then a 3x3 here. I already put water here and water here. And water there and water there. These will keep these outer 5. You see where the path blocks are. Those coral blocks will keep alive with this water. There'll be another layer of water above this to keep the middle one alive. Now, on all of these outer parts, we're also going to want some solid blocks. And then in front of those solid blocks, we want pistons. They're all facing in. And then we want to finish up this with glass. And go ahead and bring glass along the front as well. Although you don't really need the corners. Okay, from here we need to waterlog all of our pistons. And then we need to put water here. And that will create source blocks for all 6 of these up, but not here, so they flow onto the hoppers and all of our stuff goes into the chest. Now we get our coral blocks, and you know you've got your water set right if you can place them down. I couldn't put those blocks down because of path blocks. You need water and solid blocks. There are a lot of arbitrary rules in this game. And now we take a sea pickle. Bloop. And we might as well load up the dispenser with some bone meal. Then we can put a hopper into the dispenser and a chest on top of that. So we want to go around this entire ring again with some more glass. And then on this back side and this side, you can fill in this. Probably should, so no one falls into it. I'm looking at you, Joe. Then we put a solid block here. Temporary block, and then solid block there. We want a lever here. and turn it on so our clock is off when we create it. Redstone to there. Torch gets turned off. Repeater on 4 ticks there. Repeater on 4 ticks here. Dust, dust, and dust. Then we need glass all the way around to there. With dust to it. And there we go. Now the way this clock works is that it's got a long delay pulse on and off. And so we flick it. Bone meal, ow. Bone meal dispenses out to create the sea pickles and the other blocks. The pistons break them. The water flows into the chest, and you can see they're flooding in. And when you want more, you just put more bone meal into there. I'll just take all of this. I'll assume my friends and I are going to need thousands of sea pickles, even though that is definitely not the case. The thing to notice about this farm, it requires no nether components. Cheap and easy. And even though it's not super quick to run, that's the right pulse you want to make sure you're getting your sea pickles. And as you saw, the chest fills up fairly quickly, which means the bone meal will use up fairly quickly. So make sure you have some sort of bone farm. Hope you enjoyed that video. Build yourself the easiest sea pickle farm there is on Bedrock. Will it work on Java? I don't know. Someone test it and tell me. Let me know the next farm you want to see here for Bedrock. I'll talk to everyone later.